right. Right. So we had just begun. We're still on our questions. All right. And just for the sake of those who maybe just joined us, yes, I see you raising your hand there, Cabello. Feel free to switch on your mic.
So, so this thing that I just remembered right now, we
Yes.
covered it in close corporations. So what happens here, when I look at the income statement for closed corporations, you can see that there's loans from members and to members. So when answering my question, the question that I asked, I'm able to answer myself as well, that the government also was an owner of the entity, but then at the same time it became a lender because it's possible. I don't know if you can understand.
Sorry, Camila. I put my mic on mute and I responded. Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. Um, you're basically saying that the government is a member of the very same entity that it is making a loan to. Cabello, can you hear me? Okay, cool. So yes, I'm totally with you. Yeah, so if the entity is a member, it's a member, yes, and at the same time it's possible. Yes, okay. So we're all on the same page. All right, perfect, guys. Perfect, guys. Let us then proceed. I've obviously shared the link, and I'm just going to share it again because I saw somebody just joined. So I just want to make sure that you have it on the chat as well. All right. So if you would just click onto the link, anybody who came late, so that you have access to this Padlet document, so that we can obviously then discuss the respective questions. Okay, and the reason why we're doing this is because I want to provoke your minds into our learning unit 1 before we actually start to touch the theory, so you can begin to see the relevant stuff that they could ask you in relation to learning unit 1, because learning unit 1 is literally just theory. Okay, so here we go. We have, all right, in your own words, what is an entrepreneur? What are these people? I think entrepreneurship is such a buzzword these days. Like everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. We all want to, have our own little ventures and stuff like that. What are these people? What do they do? The person who sets up a business that takes a financial risk in order to generate profit. 100%. All right. Not only financial risk, there are other risks that they could take on, but you're 100% on the money. A person who sets up a business taking on financial in the hope of profit. Ish, guys, in the hope. If you've ever set up a business or tried to do something, you realize it is not easy. All right. You really are hoping that whatever product or service that you provide, you will be able to yield a profit. Okay. So you could make a sale. All right. But it doesn't mean that you are going to be profitable. Maybe your expenses are more than the money you generate, the income you've managed to generate, and therefore you end up making a loss. But what we are hoping for as entrepreneurs or people who have started a business is to generate a profit. All right. A person who assumes the risks of combining the factors of production to start a new business venture. Yep. They definitely do that. Factors of production, yes. An entrepreneur is an individual that sees a gap in the market and starts up a business to meet the gap that has not been filled in the current market. Yes, that is true. All right. Those are the smart entrepreneurs who actually do research before they decide to actually try and run a business or provide a product or service. You know, some of us, we just fish. Some entrepreneurs have just gone in there saying, no, this is going to sell without any research, and sadly, that has turned around to bite them, while others have actually proven successful. So, you know, there's no guaranteed recipe as to how exactly one should do it, but ideally, some level of research goes a long way. Risk takers who have the power to reduce the unemployment rate. Wow, I love this. I love this. Okay, the power to reduce the unemployment rate. Yes, they definitely contribute to that. Okay, amidst risk. Okay, I'm sure you're just finishing off your definition there. Okay, so let's move on for that. I'm sure we get the gist of it. Next, we have, what is a financial manager? Who are these people? Someone who is responsible for the financial success of the company. Okay, managers that are responsible for the financial health of an organization. I like that. Financial health, you know. Yes, yes, yes. An employee in a business that manages and monitors all all financial activities in a business. Okay, they are responsible with producing financial reports. Yes, yes, that could be one of their roles. Okay, an individual that manages a business's financials responsibly. Yes, that's what they're supposed to do, and checks the financial feasibility of the business projects and goals, manages and allocates funds to every department of the company. Yes, that is part of their role. Okay, how do they differ? Okay, so I like what you guys have stated here, and I think personally it really does. You really have already spoken to the differences. Somebody said that the financial manager's employee. All right, typically yes, they're an employee. They're a person who works for the business, not somebody who necessarily owns it. Okay, their role is specific. It's specific. It's centered around the financial health of the organization, whereas an entrepreneur is focused on bringing resources together to build a business. Again, the entrepreneur could manage the finances of the business. Let's say he doesn't have an employee who can do that for him. Okay, but his role is not only specific to the financials. Okay, it is also to generate a profit. Oh, sorry, not well, generate a profit. That's something the financial manager is also interested in, but he's also interested in the other factors of the business, the risk that the business is taking on. Okay, the product or service that is being delivered to market, whether it's servicing a gap in the market or not, etc, etc. Okay, so we don't need to delve into that last question. Okay, but I see someone has commented, so I'll just read that one, then we'll move on. They differ in terms of an entrepreneur is trying to run a business from the bottom up, and a financial manager is only focusing on financial aspect of the business. Yes, 100% correct. An entrepreneur manages and is focused on all departments of the company. Yes. And then finally, where a financial management is strictly focused on the financial well-being of the company. Yes, 100%. All right, thank you guys for those responses. Let's move on to the next column or section. Performance-related reward schemes. Okay. Do you think it is appropriate to use performance-related reward schemes? Yes, 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 yes. Nobody said no. Nobody said no. Wow. Yay, you guys like rewards. You like presents. Okay? Clearly. All right. Why do you say so? Yes or no? Okay. It motivates employees to meet targets more efficiently. It also increases morale. Yes. But what if somebody doesn't get the reward that they thought they deserved for the performance they put in? Okay, so there's a risk to it. It motivates employees to work harder and achieve business objectives quicker. It increases productivity. Yes, it does increase productivity, but then there's another spanner in the works. What if people start taking shortcuts in order to ensure that profits are high? For instance, they start buying, as a financial manager, you start buying poor quality products, so that because the poor quality products are cheaper, all right, so that you can have higher profits. Because you know that if you have higher profits, you're obviously going to get shares in the company, or you're going to get a bonus at the end of the financial year. Okay? Can you see? Yes, it's increasing your bottom line, but is that good for the business? So there is a downside to financial reward. Motivates employees to work harder. Yes, it does. I said yes because if employees are rewarded for their performance, it will motivate them to perform better and more efficiently. Okay, motivate employees. Okay, so yes, we're all on the same page. All right, so I'm just highlighting the other side to it. One thing that's important in management, and obviously here we're talking to financial management, but in management in general, guys, you need to be able to argue your stance. All right. What I was just trying to show you in throwing a spanner in the works, because all of us said yes, and I do agree with you. Yes, financial rewards is good. All right. I'm just throwing it in there that there's a downside to it. So whenever you approach a question, be open-minded. Don't have a fixed opinion. Okay. All right. All right. All right. And what's important is your strength of your argument, right? As long as I see you're giving me points, I can give you marks for either or, okay? The response is not always fixed, okay? Just putting that out there. List the advantages of performance-related reward schemes. All right, I see someone is throwing in a comment there. Okay, nope. I guess that's something else entirely. Okay, so where were we? We were listing advantages of performance-related reward schemes. It gives managers and workers the incentive to improve efficiency. So pretty much what you were highlighting up there is pretty much the advantage. All right, it motivates, it makes people work harder. All right, efficiencies and so forth, thus making the business very toxic since money and reward are the only goal. So this last bit actually is a disadvantage. Makes everyone happy. It doesn't make everyone happy because if I see you, it doesn't always, let me say, it doesn't always make everyone happy. Because if I see you got a bonus, because remember in corporate, you guys might not know this, some of you might, some of you may not, but in corporate, what happens is when it comes to bonuses, eh, sometimes the bonuses are not just you get a 13th salary. All right, we know we have 12 months in the year, then we just say as a bonus you're going to get a 13th salary. Sometimes it may be they might grade the level of the bonus that you're going to receive. So for instance, at one of the companies I used to work at, they would say your bonus would fall into one of three categories. It could be a 1, it could be a 2, or it could be a 3. If it is a 1, that means you did exceptionally well. They're going to give you your salary, one extra check. If it is a 2, they'll give you half of your salary. Okay, and if it is a 3, they'll give you a quarter. Okay, now somebody who is a 3 might be thinking that the work they delivered was worth a 1. Okay, so that person is likely to be unhappy. Okay, same thing with somebody who is a 2, all right, and thought they were a 1. Okay, in other people might feel that if for somehow it leaks, if people share that, hey, me, I got a 1 as a bonus, if it somehow leaks and they look at you and they say, but you're lazy in comparison to my work ethic, or I delivered for the business more than you did, then obviously somebody's going to be unhappy in the business. So I'm just once again being the devil's advocate and arguing the other side to it all. Okay. Okay, yeah. Feel entitled. Yeah. Constant rewards make employees feel once you work hard. Okay. Yes, it's a great incentive to work harder. Okay. Then list the disadvantages of performance-related reward schemes. Can cause dysfunction, conflict within the employee. Yep. You said it. You said it. Profit-related bonus payments may discourage risk-taking, which leads to a chance of high profit and high reward. Yes, lost chance at getting high profit. Okay, because they're just playing it safe. Okay, so some financial rewards would be keep the share price where it is, make sure it doesn't fall. Okay, keep it where it is and grow it. and make sure it doesn't fall. So, you might be just, it's tough to make it to grow. So instead of me taking any risk and causing it to fall, let me just keep things as they are so that it stays the same. And then can you see, we lose out on potential opportunities to get a higher share price. And in getting a higher share price, we are giving our shareholders more, we're maximizing their wealth. Okay, so that is a problem. So excellent comment there. Creates an expectation around the employees to have rewards, to reward employees to work, to get work done. Yes, I think if you're too reward based, that could certainly become a problem, because all the employees are doing things only for the sake of financial rewards or some sort of reward, as opposed to actually realizing that at the end of the day you do get a salary, so you are expected to do work. It's not everything is in connection to some sort of reward. Okay, then list 2 examples of financial performance reward schemes. Okay, bonuses, promotion, leave, promotion, more fringe benefits, recognition. Oh, guys, excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. 100% on the money there. Right, 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 right. Cool. So the final section that we have, and this one was a bit of a tricky one, because obviously we have no exposure per se to the topic through the textbook, at least. All right, so we're literally just saying what we think here, which is perfectly fine. Which is perfectly fine. You guys didn't respond to this. Oh, you're not able to comment on this. Okay, so let me, because I want your responses on this. Should a financial manager identify which area of the business are holding excess or idle assets? So I want you guys to let me do this. Rename column. Do this, and what I will do is I will add this, and I want you guys to say yes or no. Okay. Okay. So on that last one that I put up there, I'm gonna actually put it right on top, because that's where it should be. Hey, where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, so please there, just comment yes or no. Should a financial management identify the areas of the business that are holding excess or idle assets? Before we get into the other questions, please just answer that for me. Yes or no? I have five yeses. Nobody says no. Nobody disagrees. Nobody says no. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well, that is a good number. So let's move on to the next question. What are assets? Somebody tell me, what are assets? What are these things? Okay, and here we see the responses are, is any resource or item of value that is owned by the business. Okay, all right. Assets are resources that the business uses in day-to-day running of the business. It can be physical or non-physical asset. 100%. Yes, that's right. Okay, but what are the purposes of assets? Why do all these businesses want assets, guys? Okay, I see I have a question here. It can lead to demotivation. Yes. I'm sure this was in relation to rewards. Okay, all right, so I'm just going to read Andrew's thing here. But guys, please tell me there, what are the purposes of assets whilst I read his question? Tangible, computer, yes, that's what assets are. But what are the purposes of having them? Why do we want to have assets? Why? What do they fulfill for the business? Okay, and we will find out just now why I want us to answer that. Okay, all right, what is Andrew saying? But so, would we not say that business have a more important goal than just making money in today's market? And the way the market is forcing business to be more involved in the longevity of their customers and environment. Thus, rewards should not be used to achieve these goals, since the bigger picture has changed over time. I 100% agree with you there, Andrew Thomas. I 100% agree with you there. But I also would say I don't see why we can't do both, even though it has changed. Before, business was strictly about making profits. Now we need to obviously do more good for the community that we operate within, and also do more for our customers. I 100% agree with you that it has changed. However, I do believe we can accommodate both. It is an old way of thinking. Well, the truth is that a lot of us are still very much motivated by money. And I'm talking as an employee or as somebody working for the business. We're money hungry. That's the reality of it all. If I told you you can go to a company where here you would be doing the exact same thing as what you are doing there, all right? But here there's the potential of earning a bonus, and here there's no bonus. Here you just get that monthly check. All right, both are paying well, but then you have an option of a monthly check. In both businesses, you're doing good to the community and for your customers. Where would you go? All right, where would you go? All right. Of course, there's lots of other things to consider. Which one is likely to be around for many more years to come? Which one has a stronger presence in the market? Things like that. Those we can also consider. But chances are, majority of us, and I include myself over there, would go and collect that bonus. Okay? Because as Tanita said, we are money hungry. We got to chase the bags. All right, all right, yes. So you're 100% right. The game has changed, Andrew, but at the end of the day, we are still strongly incentivized by money or some sort of reward. So I think we can accommodate both. Bonuses for December things. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. We see you there. We see you there. But it is important to look at the bigger picture. Just saying. You're 100%. Yes, it is important. It is important. All right. We must be always having the bigger picture in mind. Right. So let's proceed, guys. So nobody has told me what we use assets for. Guys, accounting one. What are assets used for? Okay, hey, we're really getting into a nice debate here. I wish we were in class for this debate, because I would have just allowed you guys to take over the room. Yes, it does depend. Build a healthy financial ratio. Okay. Ooh, didn't see that one coming. Okay. So guys, I hate to take you away from the discussion there. So please feel free, if you want to continue contributing to that, to do so. But somebody tell me why do we have, whether it's long-term or short-term assets, what is the purpose of an asset? What does an asset do for the business? What does an asset do for the business? Add value to the business. Yes, it adds value to the business by trying to generate money. Assets are income generating. Yes, they're income generating stuff. Okay, so the more assets we have, typically, the more we should be able to generate money. Okay, but that's why we are now talking to, is having idle assets a good or a bad thing? All right. An idle asset is basically, yes, I agree with this, bad thing, bad thing, bad thing. Okay. We don't want assets just sitting in the business. Okay. I can understand why you're saying it's a good thing. In certain scenarios, it's actually a good thing. We could be holding an asset because we know that it's actually going to grow in value in the future. So we basically bought it cheap, and in the future, when it increases in price, that's when we're going to sell it. So for instance, a vintage car. If we know that they are only making 5 Ferraris, all right, of a certain model, all right, 5 of those, all right, we know, okay, cool, we're going to buy it now, immediately, as soon as it comes out. We're going to hold that for a good 20 years, 50 years, whatever number of years, all right? And we know that after that period of time, that thing will double in price. This is just as an example, okay? Right? So in that scenario, an idle asset, all right, is a good thing, okay? Also, for instance, oil last year oil was dropping like crazy because all of us, we were at home because of lockdown. Nobody was traveling to work. So the oil price or petrol price was going down, 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 down. Now imagine if you had gone and bought lots of petrol and stored it up somewhere and then decided, okay, because of the price being low, now you then say, okay, now petrol has been increasing, now it's time to sell. So let's say you bought it at 20 Rand. Oh, actually, we don't sell petrol at 20 Rand. Typically, I think maybe right now it might be, I don't know, 14 Rand. I don't check these things. I really should be checking these things. But I don't know currently what the price of petrol is. But just for argument's sake, let's say it was selling at 9 Rand a liter. All right. And now it's selling at 14. Can you imagine? That's almost 50% profit. In fact, it is more than, because half of 9 Rand is 4 Rand 50. And now you're selling it at 14 Rand. That's 5 Rand more. Okay. So can you see? In that scenario, once again, I'm arguing both sides. In that scenario, an idle asset makes sense. But in most cases, it's actually not a great idea. Why? Because obviously the asset costed us money. We didn't get this thing for free. So if we just have things, idle assets lying around, that means we have money lying around. It would be better off to sell that asset. And in most cases, most assets don't actually appreciate, they actually depreciate. Okay? A car, for example, depreciates. Okay? Electronics, computers, cell phones, all those type of things, usually they depreciate. Okay? So in that scenario, not only is this asset not generating us money, it's also now losing money. So can you see, having an idle asset is not necessarily a great idea. It's not necessarily a great idea. Now let me see what you guys are saying here in the comments. But we need money to buy it. Okay. Have assets ready to be liquidated without halting the business operation. Okay, okay. I'm not so sure what you're saying that in relation to have assets ready to be liquidated without. Okay, but I can, yeah, I'm not so sure what you're saying in relation to, but I do think there's something there. You're onto something there, Reese. But we need money to buy it. Okay. Yes, we need money. Remember, cash flow is the blood of the business. All right, it's the life of the business. If we don't have cash in the business, and we'll learn about working capital in Unit 2 or Unit 3. All right. So it's important. We need money in the business. All right. Not only to buy assets, but we need money in the business to cover our expenses. You hope it grows over time. The market could swing in your favor. Yes. Okay, but there's never really a guarantee of that. Okay, so it's not always wise, but yes, if you are planning, if that's your angle as an investment person, then that could also work. Ooh, failing to keep up, y'all are definitely putting me to work today through the chat, but I welcome it. I welcome it. I welcome it. The price went up today. Get your money to work for you. Yes, Reese, I like that response. Somebody's clearly been reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. Invest in your eat the rich. Pyramid scheme. All right. The business having its own delivery vehicle is likely to spend less on delivery than one with outsources it. Wise, e.g. Wise Books. Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, cool. Elon Musk is on to something long term. I disagree. All right, cool, guys. All right, I love the fact that you guys have opinions, okay? And I love the fact that you are sharing them. So let's keep that going, not just today, but through the semester, okay? Cool. Is it wise to dispose of idle assets? Yes, okay, depending on the cost of the asset and that a business can make that money back. Thus, many thoughts must be put for an asset. Yes, reinvest the capital in the business more effectively. Guys, I love these three comments because all of you are right and you are 100% on the money. Okay? There's no point in having assets that are not generating money for us. Okay? But at the same time, if these assets are going to cost more in the future, then we should just hold on to it. Okay? Assuming that we have sufficient working capital to cover our business operations, it's better than to hold on to it. Okay? And if we can sell it at a higher price later as well, okay, maybe we're not even planning to use that asset, but we are confident it will increase in price as we highlighted earlier, then it's also wise to hold on to it. So I love the fact that you guys are actually thinking about this and saying it depends, all right? And you're factoring different costs, because what I'm trying to teach you is that there's no one always right answer, okay? You need to assess the situation and then from there make a decision as a financial manager. As we go through this course, all of you are financial managers. I know some of you might be studying marketing management, some of you might be studying strategic management. Guess what? In my course, you are all financial managers. Okay, when you pass my course, you can return to that other agenda. But for as long as you are on my course, you are a financial manager. So let us all think as such. Even me, I'm not a lecturer, I'm a financial manager for the purpose of this course. Okay? Yes, reinvest the capital in the business more effectively. Guys, brilliant answers. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant answers. Okay. I think that's the second time I've seen pyramid scheme somewhere. Right. Vehicle fleets for big companies become extremely expensive long term. So I think outsourcing and so once again, guys, in relation to this, what you said, Cabello, there, it really does depend. It really does depend because some businesses might have certain deals that are more advantageous. For instance, let's say I'm thinking of the logistics company now. What's their name? I've forgotten the big logistics company. I can't believe I've forgotten their name. They were talking about them in the news not too long ago. They sold their shares or their operations in Europe. Now they're just focusing on Africa and South Africa. I've forgotten the name. But anyway, it's a logistics business. They basically take care of your stuff via a lot of freight, basically road deliveries and stuff like that. And so you might find that because of how big they are, they can operate in economies of scale. They also have special deals with, let's say, engine, all right, just for argument's sake, so they can buy fuel at a very cheap and effective price. So even though you have your own bikers to make deliveries, you have your own trucks, because of the magnitude and size of that business, they still would, where you would, let's say, would be spending 50 Rand on every kilometer, they may be spending 35 Rand. Okay, so there it might be actually cheaper for you to outsource than for you to actually do it in-house. Okay, so once again, you need to assess your situation to say, as a small business entity, is it cheaper for me to actually do this business activity myself, or is it more expensive to do it myself? If it's more expensive, you outsource. If it's cheaper, then you do it in-house. Okay, and you'll see these decisions taking fruit in your finance 2B, okay, which you'll see next semester. But Uber has loads of drivers and does not own any cars. Once again, you see. So it's really about the deals that are in place. It's the same as Airbnb. Airbnb does not own a single house, but they have plenty of real estate properties on their app. Okay? All right. And once again, we're taking this into consideration. I'm speaking from the angle of different businesses are structured differently that allow them to have different advantages, which you must then consider as a financial manager to say which one or which strategy speaks best to maximizing our shareholder wealth or helping us realize the highest possible profit. Okay, let me just see what Reese is saying here. Exactly. They know owning a fleet of million cars around the world would make their business unfeasible. Okay, you would basically, yeah, I'm just going to speak to your point just now. Let me just finish. They kind of outsourced other people's cars to use their service. 100%. Yes, you are right, Reese. Okay, so but for their business model, this makes 100% sense. For the other logistics company, I don't know why I can't remember these guys' names. This might not make a bunch of sense, because can you see what Uber has done, what Airbnb has done, what all these similar app-related companies have done is they've said our business is actually managing people. All right, we are going to what is this? Verify if someone is credible enough to become a driver, or if someone is credible enough to become a Airbnb host. All right, and that's the process we're going to manage. Therefore, we only are managing an app and people, as opposed to trying to generate loads of capital to buy these assets ourselves. Okay, so you now are looking at what type of business am I trying to set up and what am I trying to achieve. Okay, but for a regular logistics company, they might be saying, because we operate a business to business entity, right, we cannot be allowing Tom from Nelspret, who doesn't have the type of experience necessary, all right, in terms of driving trucks, to be handling this type of thing. All right, we're operating within a niche. Okay, I'm just trying to throw at you, it really depends on the type of business. Okay, no one structure or setup is ideal for all solutions. Okay, but once again, you guys are all right. I'm agreeing with all of you. There's loads of risk though. Insurance must be huge for these app companies. Yes, this is the crazy thing about business. With every decision, there is upside and downside. Now, for the sake of your business model, you need to say which solution presents more upside than downside. And when you establish that, you then know which direction you now need to take. All right, all right, all right. Guys, I love the interaction. I love the engagement. I love the fact that you guys are obviously thinking and applying what it is we are discussing. But that said, I have come to the end of our session. Okay, now I just want to ask again, I want to give you guys the opportunity. Is there anyone who has any questions or thoughts in relation to what we have done so far, or in relation to any of the stuff I spoke about earlier on, or in relation to this module? Please do feel free to ask at this point in time. All right. If not, that's also cool. I will be seeing some of you tomorrow on campus, and I will be seeing the rest of you in class on Friday. Yes, Andrew, let's definitely talk in class. Not a problem at all. Okay, otherwise, guys, do enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you when I see you.